There it is. New card, LeBlanc. We saw her in the video earlier. She has Quick Attack. She is a 3-mana 5/2 Noxian card. Another 3-mana Noxus card. I've seen you deal 15 plus damage. I've seen, alright? That is a hard thing to do at 2 health. That is something important. She does not level up in the deck. She must be in play. Good news is she's only 3 mana, so you can play her, and even if she does get removed by Mystic Shot, for instance, it's not the worst cost that you lose. You know, she's 3 mana. You're not investing a ton of mana into her, even if she dies. She does have Quick Attack too, so she will, if she isn't chump block, she does put a lot of pressure on quickly. And yeah, her art is phenomenal. Like, she looks good, chat. Her outfit too, design. Her outfit is so cool, and the crown and stuff too. Like, she just, the hair, the everything, the lipstick. I'm a fan. Alright, I am a fan of it for sure. And then her level up is, each time I see you do 15 plus damage, create a mirror image in hand. If you already have one, reduce its cost by 1 instead. So you cannot just create, like, 5 mirror images and pop off, which is a bit unfortunate, because that's something that I would love to do as a memer. I can't do it, unfortunately. I'm assuming at one point it probably did not have this text, and it was broken. I think there's a very good chance that it didn't have that text, and it was just super duper broken sometimes after an attack. And her level up animation is, it is, her level up animation is glorious. Probably my favorite part about her. Hopefully we are able to actually see the level up animation, as I am a bit worried about that. New Reputation card. So Reputation is, you have to deal 5 damage 4 times. It doesn't have to be during 4 different turns, I don't think. I'm pretty sure it's just 5 damage per a time. Yeah, so if you have a 5/2 and a 5/1 attacking, and they both attack, then you should get 2 points towards your Reputation, for instance. I'm quite sure that's how it works, but not 100% sure on that. Black Rose Spy, when I'm summoned, transform me into an exact copy of the strongest ally that struck this round. So it does work pretty decent with LeBlanc, because she has to strike first. So quick attack units are more likely to strike and live than other things. It is the strongest ally too, so you don't get to just pick. But this is, if it doesn't have Reputation, 2 mana 3/2 is not the worst thing in the world. This is a really interesting card. I feel like there has to be a way to break this card somehow. I don't know what it is, but there has to be a way to break this card. There has to be. I mean, the downside, 2 mana 3/2 is not bad, and the upside is outrageous in some cases. It is transformed, and it's not ephemeral either. It almost seems like it's better than LeBlanc's mirror image. It seems like it has such an insane way to pop off at times. Yeah, she can transform to Aurelian Soul. Black Rose Spy can literally become an Aurelian Soul. That is actually nuts. Like, it's gotta do some crazy things. This card is really cool. I think it might be better than LeBlanc. It's actually kind of nuts. LeBlanc's Sigil of Malice. I remember it used to be Sigil of Silence. I'm gonna read this one instead. Reputation, I cost 1, so this reduces the cost by 3 for Reputation. Deal 2 to anything. That includes the Nexus. So, at worst, this is a 4 mana Mystic Shot. At best, it's a 1 mana Mystic Shot. It kind of depends on how easy Reputation is able to be activated here. 4 mana Mystic Shot isn't the worst thing ever. I mean, it's not good, but it's not the worst thing in the world either. It is Noxus too. Noxus didn't really have access to that before. It's another burn spell for Noxus, which is kind of gross. I mean, it can hit the Nexus, as we saw in the video. It also had a really cool animation too. So that's pretty sweet. I'm gonna go ahead and just scroll down this way instead. Y'all can see the rest of the cards. Whispered Words Burst. Reputation, I cost 2, draw 2. Oh. That's disgusting. Wow. Wow. This is a better, in a lot of cases, salvage if you're not deep. 4 mana draw 2. Like that, a 4 mana draw 2 is not bad in Runeterra. I know in other games we're used to the 3 mana draw 2, pot of greed, haha. But in Runeterra, 4 mana draw 2 is good. Reputation, though, is I cost 2. A 2 mana draw 2 is really good. I mean, not rummage stress testing good, but this is a Noxus. You can run this in Ash Sejuani. That's really good. You can run this in some of the Swain decks, maybe. It's kind of hard to activate Reputation in Swain decks, though, isn't it? Unless you add Glory Seeker. But this in Ash decks gives you draw. You do have Trifarian Assessor already. I don't know, I think this just opens up a lot for Noxus, because regions with draw are strong. Targon and Bilgewater are two of the strongest regions, and partially due to their draw. This gives Noxus a good drawing option that it never had before. I think this card is key in Noxus. This is really strong. This is really strong, because even if you don't have Reputation, a 4-mana draw 2 is a very playable card. More so in Noxus, where, I mean, you don't have draw in Noxus besides Assessor, really. So this card is incredibly strong, in my opinion. I think it's one of the better cards we've seen Noxus get so far, but we haven't seen the rest, so let's go ahead and look at them. Mimic, a 3-mana burst, Reputation at cost 1. Pick a spell in play or in hand, and create a fleeting copy of it in hand. So in play means that if your opponent plays a Get Excited against you, you can take their Get Excited. So it's kind of like a Spell Thief. It's kind of like a Spell Thief for Noxus, except you create a fleeting one, you don't get to keep it. You have to play it right away, and it can go down to 1 mana just like Spell Thief is. So their reputation's a bit awkward here, but being able to take something off the stack is kind of disgusting. Like, pick a spell in play. Like, if they play Whirling Death, you can just take it, yoink it, play your Whirling Death. If they play Get Excited, you can yoink it and play it. Anything that is on the stack, so fast or slow speed spells, you can yoink it. If they play Obliterate, Falling Comet, you can yoink it and Falling Comet their thing back. That's pretty interesting gameplay. Yeah, you can deny their deny, Nobify. Yeah, really interesting stuff. It is a Spell Thief on the stack. I think it's kind of cool. Also copy your own spells. Yeah, so like Ravenous Flock. It's like a 2-mana Ravenous Flock sometimes. It doesn't sound the best, but Ravenous Flock is pretty good. Is there anything cool that could go with Swain? I don't know, being able to take your opponent's spells is kind of a neat idea. I think the Mimic idea with Noxus and LeBlanc is pretty sweet. It's fun with Decimate. It is pretty fun with Decimate. Yeah, you can't just take Decimate. Catch a Hush, anyone? Not Hush, unfortunately. But anything fast or slow, you can now steal it, essentially. Sky's Descend, if you have anything to activate it, though. Sky's Descend, if you have some Celestials of your own. Ruination? You can't take Ruination! That's kind of funny. They would know that you have Ruination in your hand, but... and it's fleeting. You can't actually really do much with Ruination, unfortunately. Unless they, like, play stuff back, but then it doesn't make that much sense. Harrowing's kind of cool because you can Harrowing them back. That is a spicy one, chat. There's a lot of things you can take. It does seem... I kind of agree with you, Wolf. I don't think it is quite as good as Spell Thief because it's fleeting. If this didn't say fleeting, it would be much better. But the fact that it's fleeting and costs 3 naturally, I think is a bit of an issue, unless Reputation just ends up being so much easier to do than we expect. It can... Stress testing is burst, though. It can't be burst. It has to be something on the stack. Unless you're playing your own stress testing, you could make another one to discard, but that is a lot of mana you're spending at that. Atrocity's nuts as well. Yes, Atrocity is really good. You can actually just Oh, that's actually a really cool one. Bloody Business. An ally with 5+ power strikes an enemy, and it's a fast. Alright. So it's kind of like Claws, which is 5 mana, but without the upside of the Overwhelm damage additional. I think this is an okay card. I'm not gonna lie, it's a bit boring to me, but it's not bad. It's kind of like a Whirling Death in some ways, except it doesn't have to attack. Not bad. It's okay. Better single combat, but single combat's just a lot more flexible. This one has to be played on a 5+ power ally. It does strike. I know single combat gets struck back, you know, they both strike each other, but you lose the flexibility that single combat gives. But I don't think this is bad. I think it's okay. Next card, Thorn of the Rose. When I'm summoned, create Guile in hand. Guile is the 1 mana stun a unit slow. Not very good. 3 mana 5/1. This card. The 5/1 works with reputation, but a 3 mana 5/1. You remember that card? There used to be that card, Rager in Hearthstone that was a 3 mana 5/1, I think. Some kind of elemental or something. That card was really not good. And this one too, it seems even worse here because it can get blocked by a 1/1. And Guile's not that good. I wish this was a, oh, imagine this was a 5/2. Imagine this was a 5/2 with no quick attack. Fire Rager, yep, Magma Rager, one of those two. I think it might be called Magma Rager. Yeah, I remember that card. This one, I don't know what you're supposed to do with this one, Chad. Yeah, it was a pretty big meme. And this one, and that too, like, attackers chooses in Hearthstone, where this is, blockers chooses. You Guile the 1/1. That's big brain. Mirror Image, this is the LeBlanc card you get when, after you level her, and then you do 15 more damage. So you do 30 damage to get this card, essentially. 30 plus damage, I should say. Mirror, and LeBlanc has to see all of it. Well, one of them does. See this through, and then see this through. Summon an exact ephemeral copy of an ally with 5+ power. So, I kind of mentioned earlier, and I think Boulevard mentioned it, onto Trifarian Assessor. Kind of cool. You get to draw more cards, assuming that like a Hearthguard or something buffed it. You could play in a Hearthguard, give everything in your deck +1/1, attack with an ephemeral, block with an ephemeral, 5/5, not bad. You can play this on Darius and try to end the game that way. I personally really like that idea of playing it on Darius. Try to think of other cards you could, like, that you can really capitalize. What are other cards you can really capitalize off of it? I don't really know. But, yeah, I'm not really sure exactly what LeBlanc does. I feel like there has to be more stuff in future sets for her, because, like, right now, I'm just not really sure what I can do with her. I think this card is crazy. This Black Rose Spy, this card is crazy. There has to be some way to break this card. Like, this card, to me, is by far the most interesting card here. This card is... Oh, yeah, Captain Farron's pretty good, too. Yeah, with the Mirror Image. Rune Runner's not bad, but it's an ephemeral copy. I'm trying to find something that gives me value, whether it be card draw or 2 Decimates and an Overwhelm for 8/8. Not bad. Darius, the Overwhelm. Yeah, I guess Ruined... Yeah, Ruined... You know... Ruined Runner? Ruiner? No. Ruined Runner. Ruined Runner is not bad. Anything with Overwhelm when you're attacking, not bad. Karma. Yeah, Karma has very funny stuff with that. 3 Karmas is pretty hilarious. 3 Karmas is super funny. If only I could play it with a load of dice, too, and put 3 Karmas on the board and just snap their entire deck. Unfortunately, that's 3 colors. I tried, chat, but we can't. This is interesting, though. Noxus has a reputation now. Rekindler's a solid choice. Rekindler is. Anything that has a good summon effect is good. Blanc is worse Sivir. They do different things. If I were to rate the 2 champions between each other, though, I would say Sivir is better than LeBlanc. LeBlanc could surprise me, but I have a really hard time believing that I've seen you do 15+ damage when a lot of the 5 attack things earlier are 5/1s or 5/2s. I have a really hard time seeing how seeing 15 damage and then seeing an additional 15 damage is going to be done with ease. I don't think it's going to be easy. I think it might be a bit too hard. Also, too, I want to see if, yeah, we should probably listen to this, chat.